Good morning. Happy Trudging Tuesday. The cats are all here. Go away. Sorry, dude. I don't need you sitting there whining at me while I'm trying to get this done. Yeah. I hope you're having a good day. I've been up for a minute. The day's okay. Feeling better. My mouth is feeling better. Still a little pangs. That's what this gum stuff is for. Yeah. All right, so feeling a little bit better. Stomach still hurts. But I have stomach problems often. It's one of the next things I'm working on. I have a lot of physical ailments I need to get taken care of. I'm just one at a time. Just like anything we do in life, one thing at a time. Sometimes these things can feel a little overwhelming. All right. Michelle says, I just watched Take 12. Love the song they did for Sean. How are you? I'm good. Better. Sorry if I booted everybody off the meeting yesterday. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I thought I had made somebody else host, and I think I ended the. It didn't say end meeting for all, though. So I'm confused on what. Maybe I just did it too quick for it. I don't know. It's all right. I'm not gonna feel that guilty about it. Considering I've been there every day for a year, except for Sundays. Yeah, I'm not gonna feel guilty. I'll make the apology. Just because I'm making an apology doesn't mean I feel guilty about it. I do keep it in mind, but and I am sorry about it. I do, yeah. That doesn't mean I'm required to hold on to guilt forever, right? Yeah. Respect, man. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. RESPECT. CPTEPP. Talk to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me. All right. Even Aretha wanted a little bit of respect. Just a little respect, friends. Doesn't take much. God, what a selfish world right now, man. Everybody wants what's theirs. Everybody thinking that life owes them something. Let's see if I can find it. I made a complete list of what life owes you. Here it is. There it is. Nothing. It didn't take me long for me to write this list because there is no list. This world owes you nothing. If you want things in this world, you're going to have to work on getting them yourself. All right. Doesn't take much to hand people a little bit of respect in this world. If we all kind of did it, I'll give you an idea. Like in Japan, let's say you go to work and you're the first one there. Well, you know what they do? They park towards the back of the parking lot so that people that are showing up later have a chance to show up to work on time. It's called respect. All right. When you know that person in front of you is trying to get over because they've had their blinker on for 100 fucking yards and you refuse to let them in, that is lack of respect. Somebody that's maybe a little bit older behind you in the line and you're not letting them go before you, total lack of respect. Okay. Now you can't demand respect either. Respect is earned, and the people that have come before you have earned it. Or you can go down the line of go ahead and giving people respect just because they are there. How about that? Well, if we did something like that, well, my respect is earned. Then maybe we should look for reasons to find respect instead. Hey, Amber. Got Amber for about 2 minutes here. All right. Good job, by the way. All right. So just a little respect, right? And I picked the 4 agreements as a way to discuss this, right? Why? Because they're agreements, things that we can agree on. Because see, that's where respect is going to start. When a new person comes walking into an AA meeting, automatic respect. Do you know what comes with unconditional love? Respect. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways that you can show respect. Maybe somebody's going through something, you know. It's quite often, something's going on with somebody and maybe they need to talk about it. We had somebody in our meeting yesterday. They're like, and I'm going to tell you right now, the grassroots was kind of started with people that had been abused in AA meetings and they were tired of it because they were going to AA meetings and they weren't talking program. They bring something up and people get, then the clique, speaks up. Well, that's not how we do things around here. Well, clearly you guys have not read the traditions. It's clear. It's obvious. Even yesterday, we had somebody in the meeting saying they didn't feel safe in a lot of AA meetings. And in our meeting, of course, I kind of felt like it was a little manipulation. But welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. All right. So, real quick, what are the 4 agreements? First one is be impeccable with your word. Second one is don't take anything personally. Third is don't make assumptions. And third is always do your best. Now, what I did is I'm utilizing AI. AI is a tool, and it is a good tool if you ask it the right questions. And considering I've been coding and writing in DOS and doing all this shit for years, most of what my work was tech. I know what questions to ask. Right? I know how to utilize this. So what I did is I asked AI to compare the 4 agreements to the 12 steps. Right? So we could find, right? And what are the 4 agreements? Well, we're about to find out, but they include one thing. Every single one of them includes one thing: respect. How about if somebody is a child of God, they can have your respect? Because see, without at least a little bit of respect, you're not going to be all that willing to help someone. You're not going to put the effort in necessary. That's why I said when a newcomer comes walking in, they get automatic respect for me. Why is that? Because I know how hard it is to walk in the room. I know how hard it is. And to raise your hand for the first time and admit that you're an alcoholic. I know how hard that is. Automatic respect. Why can't we give it? Why can't you just give respect? Oh, because everybody hurt me in the past. Well, did you have good boundaries then? You got good boundaries now. Okay. Because of the position that you are in, sometimes you're going to put your foot out. You're going to be the one that puts your foot out, and it's going to get stepped on a lot. I would suggest that you buy some steel-toed boots for these occasions, because it is going to get stepped. It will. Not by everybody. There'll be a few people that don't, and you talk to those people and you help them out. But you need to be a person that puts their foot forward. Yes. Respect. Let somebody else have the parking spot. Maybe they're in a bigger rush than you today. Okay. Hold space for other people. Hold space. All right. So here, based on Toltec's wisdom, Don Miguel's Ruiz, the 4 agreements, is not directly related to AA, but offers complementary principles. In other words, they align, right? That can reinforce the 12 steps of recovery. Okay. So we are utilizing, because we do this a lot when there's something that comes out that aligns with what we do. We utilize it in AA. Absolutely, we do. But did you hear the qualification? It needs to align with AA's principles. And you'll know. You'll know. Okay. Both frameworks help individuals change their fundamental mindset to achieve peace and personal freedom, whether from addiction or self-limiting beliefs. While AA relies on surrendering to the higher power, the Four Agreements focuses on personal responsibility to change one's internal agreements. Now, we do that in AA also, but not as in your face with the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements are like, here you go, right? Now, the Four Agreements, what is it? What kind of book is it? It is a self-help book. Okay? So that means the Four Agreements will only start to work if you know how to help yourself. How do you do that? You do the 12 steps. Now, this doesn't mean you do it by yourself. Okay? But you do need to get to a certain place. Okay? That's why self-help books didn't work before. You didn't know how to help yourself. Now that you know, these will start to work again. So utilize them. Yeah, absolutely. 5 love languages. You want to be a better sponsor? Go read the love languages. Find out their love language. You don't even have to ask. Once you know it, once you read them, you're going to know them. You got great intuition. You're an alcoholic. Your intuition is better than most non-alcoholics. It's something we're born with, right? So the first one, the 4 agreement parallels of the 12 steps. Be impeccable with your word. Right? I do that a lot here. I have to be impeccable with my word. Now, right now, I'm actually doing something nobody knows. Well, I talked to one person. I talked to Pastor Marcia about it. Okay. Because there's a part of me, okay, I've been called salty. I'm a little pepper, right? Because I swear I do. In fact, I swear a lot. It's going to stop. Yeah. I'm going to stop. I haven't swore once here. Right. I was talking to Pastor Marcia yesterday. Right. And I said, I've been going on Monty's show. He's more Christian, and they do not go for foul language there. Okay. It's kind of one, and we're on radio, man. You got it. You can't. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to be beep, 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 beep. Okay. And she said, well, how did you not swear? I said, well, I didn't swear. I just didn't do it. See, self-help, right? Now, I'm sure things are going to slip out here and there, but that's what I'm working on right now. Not swearing. See if I can still get the same thing across, okay? Because if I want to reach more people, then I have to be willing to change. Then I have to work on being more approachable. And that swearing, well, sometimes people are like, yeah, you know, it's kind of funny or whatever, but they don't want to listen to it. And I don't blame them. All right. So be impeccable with your word. Parallel in AA. The AA program is built on a foundation of rigorous honesty. Rigorous honesty is internal only. Rigorous honesty is internal only. Brutal honesty is outside. Rigorous is inside. Okay. Those are the differences. So rigorous honesty is from the inside, starting with the admission in step 1 that one is powerless over alcohol. In recovery, being impeccable with your word is a total reversal of the lies and deception that often define addiction. Yeah. And when they say it is a total reversal, it is. You will do a 180. See, that's what the alcohol did to us. You are not that person. What was it? Well, it was a really bad habit is what it was. It was a bad habit. Right? So we changed this. What is it? What is an alcoholic when they first come in? Lie. They're lying. They don't know that they're lying. So this is where it gets a little weird. Okay. What is the first principle of the first step? It's honesty. Is this person being honest? Yeah. They showed up. They said, my name's so and so. I'm an alcoholic. That was honest, was it not? That's the honesty we're talking about. That is what, now you got it. Okay. So what are we going to give? We're going to give some leeway because we know they're lying. They don't know that they're lying yet. So they're being as honest as we're allowing them to be as honest as they can at the moment with what they have. You got to give it to them. And what is that? It's respect. You know they're lying. But just like me, somebody had to sit down, just like my sponsor sat down with me, and it's going through his head. This guy's full of shit. How do I know? Because he's an alcoholic like me, and I can hear it. He's saying the same things I did in the beginning, and I was incorrect. Now, does that mean that we should abuse and no. We allow them to be as honest as they can. Benefit. This helps restore integrity and self-respect and allows others to trust you again. Trust, there's that big word. Oh, trust is huge because we want the trust of our. Okay, nobody's going to be able to trust you until you trust yourself. We're going back to that rigorous honesty. Do you actually trust yourself? Probably depends on the situation. Maybe you're new in recovery and you bought tickets to Mexico. No. I think you need at least 10 years of sobriety before you go off to Mexico. Actually, the number doesn't matter. It's where you're at. But Mexico, all inclusive, Mexico is dangerous for alcoholics. Right? So don't go for the all inclusive. There you go. So be impeccable. You got to learn how to be impeccable with your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. It's I left a meeting this last weekend because people were not being impeccable with their word. Yes, I'll open the meeting. Yes, I'll open. Then they're not there. Oh, I got caught up at a party. You know, if we can't be impeccable with our word, I'm not going to support this. I will find something else. Don't take anything personally. This was a big one for me, especially with my PTSD, my anxiety, my alcoholism, which all led to paranoia. Yeah, led to paranoia, especially my PTSD. That one. I mean, and it didn't matter what you did because I was in fight or flight mode. I was in survival mode. There wasn't anything anybody could do. Everybody was the fucking enemy. Oh, oops. I had to start a swear jar, huh? There's one. All right. This is going to be the hardest place to not swear. All right. But I don't need everybody going, oh, you swore. You swore. I will boot your ass. Okay. I just did it again. That's not necessarily a bad word. That's not necessarily a bad word. What are bad words? I don't know. Oh, don't take anything personally. When I came into the program, I was very, very sensitive, and I still am. I know I may not come across that way, but I'm sensitive in kind of different areas. Okay. If one of my friends does something to me, it hurts. Okay. Intentional or not, doesn't mean I'm going to stop being friends with them or anything. All right. We don't need to blow everything up. Don't take things personally. Now, I'm going to give a little example here. There's been one person I stopped following. I didn't unfriend them. I'm still, okay. But they keep, like when it came to Father's Day, they did nothing but put down their ex-husband and said, I hope you die. They constantly put down males. They constantly put down white males. Well, I'm one. So therefore, you're including me in that. And I am going to take it personally. Now, it may not have been directed at me. It wasn't. This person knows me. In fact, they were coming on and doing lives with me. But once they put those posts out, no, because I'll ream them right here. I will say something right here. I'm like, yeah, I can't put that person in that situation. You know me, I'm a confrontational person. Why would we say this? Why would we do this? It was total lack of respect. I don't know how women work, but when men do not feel respected, we leave. I do. I ain't hang around here. Why would I can go anywhere and be disrespected. I came here so we could try and get something done, right? Now, how far do we take this though? My friend Lori, right? She's just like me, except a lot less swearing. Okay. We are a lot alike. Okay. But she's much better at this than I am. Much better at it than I am. In fact, I've been touting her on it because I'm very proud of her. I am. I'm happy that she did this because it tells me it's possible and that I can do it too. Okay. Now, before I used to I'd be like, how come they get it and I don't? How come they did? And I would get jealous. I don't get jealous about that stuff anymore. I don't need to. Now it's a good example to me, right? Right? So don't take anything personally. The big book teaches, so the parallel in AA is the big book teaches that other people's opinions or actions often have little to do with you personally and are a reflection of their own reality. Sure. I certainly understand that. It doesn't mean I'm going to allow it again. What's the saying? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Right? But you also have to take a look. What's their current reality right now? What's their perspective? Right? Again, what is that? Well, it's respect. Everything we've been talking about here involves respect. And we don't need much. Right? You never know. I don't know how many times people have approached me and said, Dion, I'm still around because of what you said to me. Because I will make you feel welcome. I will make you feel so fucking welcome. Sorry, that one slipped. I will make you feel so welcome that you don't want to leave. And I can tell when you need it. There's a young guy in a group. Yeah, I don't know, he's probably in his mid-20s. He's gay. Yeah, doesn't hide it. And he's been in the group a couple times. I'm going to tell you something. Want to know how I treat him? Like every other man I know. Because what does gay have to do with it? He's still a man. He's still a man. And I'm going to talk to him, and it worked. It worked. Because everybody else probably treats it, oh, well, he's probably this. No, you can't assume that. He probably turn around, beat the crap out of you, man. And I would laugh. I might stop it. I'll stop it after a little bit, but I'm going to let you get your ass beat a little bit. I've seen it happen. All right. My niece, she's on the spectrum. You want to know how I treat her? The same way I treat everybody else, with respect, with her own, but she has boundaries. She doesn't do hugs. No. You'll be lucky to get a Knuckles. Right? I get Knuckles. But I'm Uncle Dion. Some reason I'm the one that can make her smile and I don't know. Well, why? Because I've always treated her like I don't treat her any different. Why should I? Is she gonna need a little bit of extra? Yeah. So what? I'd give the same respect to you if you need a little extra at the time. There are times when Dion needs a little extra. Everybody goes through this. All right? So the benefit, oh, in recovery is vital. It's a vital reminder not to take others' hurtful or ignorant comments to heart, especially comments about addiction. Yet there's some people out there, they're just they want to live in the stigma. They want to live in their anger, and they're going to tell you that it's a choice and things like that. In that case, I'm going to say pick your battles. Pick your battles, man. Okay? Yeah. So what's the benefit? Not taking things personally protects you from emotional poison and resentment, a known trigger for relapse. And then the relapse is going to come, and then you're going to blame that person for your relapse, and then it's just all over with. There's no accountability. Okay. So this kind of comes back to um, you got to be responsible for your triggers. Got to be responsible for the triggers, man. Okay. All right. So what we covered? We covered be impeccable with your word. Do what you're going to say. Say what, do what you said you were going to do. All right. Don't take anything personally. We do not need to determine our days or our worth on other people's words. Now I'm going to tell you something. What's the saying growing up? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Oh yeah, let's go hang out for 10 minutes. I will show you how words will hurt. I'll dig right into you. I don't need much. Yeah, all I need is this. Where did you grow up? What high school did you go to? I'm going to know your area. Once I know your area, I'm going to know whether you were a jock, a cheerleader, a stoner, probably what kind of music you listen to. Just by the way that you act, I'll be able to tell what kind of music, and I will dig into that. See, if you're a male alcoholic, I'm just going to make fun of your mommy. That's the one thing that'll set them off. Oh, real quick, you watch. Okay? Words do fucking hurt. That was the third one. Words do hurt. It's that F word, huh? It's that F word. All right. Next one. Don't make assumptions. What do they say about assuming? Assuming makes an ass out of you and me. No. That is not true. Okay. If you assume something about me, I'm not involved. I did not assume it. You did. You made an ass out of yourself. Don't involve me in that. No. No. Now, if I join in on the argument, now I am a part of that assumption. But I do not subscribe to that belief. Okay. You're an individual. Now, if you turn around, jump on their bandwagon with the same assumption, there you go. I heard a pretty big assumption yesterday. Somebody had posted RFK is literally blaming women for taking Tylenol while they were pregnant. And that is not what he said. And everybody made assumptions. They took it personally, and they were not impeccable with their word because that is not what he said. It is not. He's blaming Tylenol, not the women. But, a doctor wanted to take it out of context and say, this is what he's really saying. And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Every single one of those people are assuming. Even one person said he should be hit with a bus and killed. They said that. Well, he didn't say what they're being angry about. So what is this? It is more reasons for justifiable anger. For justifiable anger. Nomadic Wizard, love that name. Love it. Love it. Maybe say flip instead of fork works for me. I will try that. I will try and replace the word with something else. Thank you for that. Yeah. Progress. Hey, yay, progress. Thank you for that, Nomadic Wizard. All right. So we're not making assumptions, right? So what do? Well, we can ask pertinent questions, right? This is a great way. You ever be with somebody, right? And they say something snide, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a joke," and you knew it wasn't a joke. You knew it wasn't a joke, okay? But you don't want to make an assumption, right? We don't want to do that. Here's a quick, easy way. I don't get the joke. Can you explain it to me, please? And watch them backpedal. Yeah, I still don't get it. I don't get it. And then it'll finally come out that it wasn't a joke. It was a snide remark. What are these? These are healthy boundaries. See, when I'm not quick to anger, I can come up with the right answer. But when somebody makes a quick judgment about, oh, I get defensive too, I feel the need to defend myself. No, that is not what I don't defend myself. I let my actions show what I do. Even online, people will say, I'm like, go look at my page, go look at what I do. Then you can then decide whether I'm just a boomer who wants to tell everybody what to do. Because I'm not even in that age range. So get your old people right. All right. I'm 54 and I look like I'm 40. I'm Gen X. All right. So don't make assumptions. Goes right along with don't take things personally. So, parallel in AA, this mirrors the practice of thoroughly examining one's character defects and admitting the exact nature of our wrongs. See, when you confront who you are and you know who you are, people can't get through. Go figure out who you are. Find out how dangerous you are and pull it back. I'm a guy, I share my feelings a lot. I'm pretty open, you know. I mean, I will cry on a dime here. I'm an emotional person. And I confront, I talk about my feelings, and no one gives me a hard time. No one gives me a hard time. It's this stuff right here. It's my healthy boundary. You can tell I have boundaries too. Just by the way I talk, you know that if you push a button here, I'm going to say something. And I might even be wrong. How many times have I been wrong here and I correct it? I'm a human being. I make mistakes. Yay, 10th step. But when you dig into 4 and 5 and you find out who you are, and then somebody will come along and give you a compliment, and it's a fake compliment because they're trying to kill you with kindness, and you'll catch that too. You'll be like, that's not even a compliment. I don't even do that. That's not me. Okay? The people that constantly compliment you, like all the time, do not like you. They don't like you. They are trying to kill you with kindness. They have angst against you, right? And you'll know it. All right. So the mirrors practice of 4-5, rather than assuming you know the motives of feelings for of others, right? I argue with this with people all the time because I work with homeless and addiction. And there's a lot of people that are not alcoholics, they are not addicts, and they are in this field and they continue to make decisions for us. And I keep telling them these are the wrong decisions. You're asking the wrong people. You need me there. You need me there. Right? Or what we're going to do is this is the way I've been explaining it to them now, and it's working. I tell them in addiction and alcoholism, what we say, and they even finish it with me. I said, what we call insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I'll get to that, Michelle. Okay. And they'll finish it with me. They're like, yep, that's what insanity is. But then I lower the boom. It's all about that boom, about that boom. No treble. No trouble. Worked out. Thanks. All right. I said, then why are we doing it that way here? You guys are planning the same stuff. We are dead last in recovery services, and you want to give us the same thing. We call this insanity. We don't want it. It doesn't work. I'm here to show you a way that does work and has worked for 90 years. Don't tell me it's antiquated. No, we have 90 years of experience. You just are using antiquated as an excuse to not do the work. Because you have a servant's heart. And I know what they are. You know what their problem is? They have codependency problems. And they want to bubble wrap these fucking people. I'm like, we can't do that. Detox is not to be posh, or they will start living there. They will get addicted to relapse. I know this. I went through it. All right. So for people in recovery, it helps dismantle the paranoia and false belief that the world is out to get them. I used to think the world was out to get me. Absolutely, I did. Then I took responsibility for my triggers and figured out it was me that was out to get me. That's the good news, bad news. Good news, bad news. Bad news, you're the problem. Good news, you're the problem. You can do something about it. Benefit, learning to clarify and communicate honestly replaces the flawed assumptions that fuel fear, resentment, and conflict. Now, so learning to clarify. Okay, so I'm here. So just repeat back what somebody is saying to you, even if it's that joke again or whatever. Okay, so you're saying da 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 da. Am I right on that? Okay, so I'm hearing you clearly. That way you're not making an assumption. Okay, now I think I know what's gone. I'm presuming it's this, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, you were mostly right, but this part over here, this kind of I feel okay. That makes a lot more. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can work with this person. Now I can take somebody who's taking their anger out on me and I can turn it around and help them out because I didn't take it personally, because I didn't make an assumption. That is the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous in a nutshell. You're the recovered alcoholic. You're the one that's supposed to be meeting them where they're at. Okay. Michelle's asked, do they know they don't like you? Why would they give you a compliment? Because they think if they continue, do they know they don't like me? Of course they know they don't like me. And what they think they're doing is I'm going to go out of my way to find out things that I like and things. But what they don't do is find a little humility in there and accept the fact I don't like that person. Then, but you don't have to overdo the compliments either. Why would they give you the compliments? So that they can put a Band-Aid on something that needs a tourniquet. That's why. Because they're two-steppers. Because they didn't do 4 and 5. They didn't do 8 and 9. They're two-steppers. Yeah. And if somebody makes you mad, well, then you go out of your way to be nice to them. Well, when you're going out of your way to be nice to somebody, that is not, it's not a true intention. It's not a good intention because the intention is to make yourself feel better. That is not altruistic, so it won't work. Last one, always do your best. My favorite one. And your best may differ from day to day. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that because it's not may. Your best is going to differ day to day. My best today is much better than it has the last 3 days. I feel much better. I was way out of it yesterday. I pushed myself to do 25 minutes for the live. I had to push myself to do that. I did. So, but I was there. I did it. I did the best that I could. I even started that way. Hey, I'm not feeling well, but I'm going to do the best that I can with what I got today. And if you just do the best that you have with what you have today with a good attitude, it'll turn into a better day, even though it was a hard day. It's a pretty sad day indeed if something didn't go right. Okay. So always Always do your best. Do everything you can. Don't let those bitter hearts. I do a little bit of singing. I only sang once. Angel says, I can tell you feel better, and I'm so glad. Well, thank you. Hey, I'm not faking it. Yeah. I don't hide that shit. If I'm not feeling good, I'll tell you. I will whine. I will whine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the F word with frack. Okay. That's a swear word in Battlestar Galactica. So I'm going to start using frack. It'll work too. I'll just replace it in my head. That's the good thing about dyslexia. You can move words in and out. Hey, you gotta make those mental illnesses superpowers, man. You do. If you work with the mental illness, you can actually utilize it to help other people. The more shit you've got, the more stuff you have gone through in life, the more you can help other people. Yeah. Well, thank you, Michelle. I think it's the arena. Like I'm used to swearing here, but I also do most of the talking on Monty's show. I don't do that. I talk when I'm called on. So I got in my head usually what I'm getting ready to say. So thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you noticing that. So always do your best. The parallel in AA, this principle supports the entire program. Wow, AI has done so much better with this stuff lately. Good job, AI. Let's give AI a round of applause. It supports the entire program. Yeah. Each step, all we ask is that you do the best that you can. Yeah. My wizard friend says, even better, word of your own makes a person. Yeah, that's why I did that. Yeah. It's a word alliance. Yeah. You got it. Looks like somebody is kind of like me here. It's weird. We all come from different backgrounds and all these different places, but we're so alike. And I think it's the neatest thing in the world. We are connected. We are connected. Right? You're not some small being amongst a spiritual world. You're part of a spiritual connection to everything in the universe. You are much bigger than you know. We all are. It's whether we're going to tap it or not. If we're going to tap into that spirituality, it's when we decide that we want to be connected with other people that it starts to work. Before that, I will isolate myself and I will do it on purpose, not knowing I'm doing it. Right? It is only Dion that can remove him from the sunlight of the spirit. Nobody else can do it. Right? So it means consistently applying the 12 steps with a spirit of willingness rather than seeking a standard of perfection that does not exist. It's about letting go of perfectionism and self doubt. I'm going to say something on this because, okay, we're going to be talk about perfection. Let's do this. Benefit by always doing your best. You eliminate the regret and self-judgment that are often at the root of addictive behavior. What a great answer. What a great benefit. Freedom, eliminating the regret. See, you don't have to walk around with guilt. You don't have to walk around with blame and shame. Lately, mine's been more blame than shame. Okay. With family members and stuff. I've been working on some stuff. So family's been coming up. But I haven't had a nightmare in a few nights. I just noticed that. All right. Now, and that's great. You eliminate regret and self-judgment. I have to stop determining my worth and just be worthy. And you are worthy. Self-worth is not that leads to bad things. What do we want instead? Self-esteem. How do you get self-esteem? You do esteemable things. The best way to get self-esteem is doing something for somebody else without letting anybody in the entire world know it was you. And you do it all the time. You may not realize it. See, when you go in and you talk to that cashier who's having a bad day, and because you said something kind, they went home to their children and were kind in return, and those children do not know who you are. Respect can go a long way. Respect has a ripple effect. Hey, when I came into the program, these people had nothing but respect for me. So I'm going to do that for the other people that come into the program. See, you are helping people out that you don't even know just by doing your best, just by following a few things. You are an extraordinary person. Alcoholics are. Your effect on things. Notice your consequences were different. They were harsher than the non-alcoholics. Well, the benefits are greater. Good, evil, bad, good, one has to have the opposite here. Before I wrap up, it says it's about letting go of perfectionism. Now, it's not about me being perfect. It's about having perfection as an ideal in order for something to reach for. That's how we utilize perfection. I'm tired of hearing progress, not perfection. No, it is progress through perfection. We definitely use perfection as an ideal. God is perfect. What would God do? Perfection. Am I going to be perfect? I might be perfect in some areas. I don't know. I don't need to know. Don't let the whys frustrate your spirituality. Okay? Don't let the whys do that. It's okay to reach for perfection. Okay? I'm using it as an ideal. I'm using it as something to reach for. Now I know I'm not going to ever do it. I know that. That's okay. But then I need something to continue moving towards, don't I? I do. And so do you, because you're an alcoholic. And when we don't have that, we wither and we die. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.